going on, everybody? This is Brandon down here at Snake River Fly. We're coming at you today with a rod review. We're going to be going over a few sticks that I picked up this spring to chase tiger musky and throw some, bigger lines and kind of punch through some wind on some of our bigger lake for some carp. So we're going to jump right into it and showcase these bad boys out. First rod that we have on the lineup here from the boys over at Maxxon is their Salish. This is their saltwater series that's fairly new to their lineup. I think it's only been in it for about 2 years now, but definitely the powerhouse of their rod family. Just some quick highlights, that I kind of was digging. This big oversized, fighting butt on here with all the reinforced cork, jumping into that aluminum reel seat with the sweet carbon fiber insert there. Also jumping up here, AAA cork, reinforcements on both ends. One thing that I will note on these guys is that I really like the fact, the way that these cork handles were laid down, that even on these bigger rods, they fit really well in your hand and they were comfortable. You didn't get a ton of fatigue all day. Super cool blank color on these guys, kind of that deep blue. Like I was saying, definitely the big dog in the rod family. I was, after fishing this rod throughout, a couple times this summer, definitely one that I put my heavier sink tips on, throwing giant flies like these guys and bigger. Where I needed that extra punch power and stuff. Like I was talking about carp earlier, definitely wasn't my #1 pick for that, just due to it being, a little too much gun. The next rod we're going to talk about, though, is my favorite for that. But if you're looking for a rod, wanting to get into chasing tiger musky, or looking for a cheap alternative or a cheaper alternative for a saltwater stick, a good backup, heading to Alaska, any of that kind of stuff, definitely consider this guy. Main points that I look for, I'm looking for performance, I'm looking for warranty, and I'm looking for price point. These guys come in sub 400 bucks. You're going to be looking at 100% guaranteed for life on these bad boys, and I mean, a sweet, sweet stick. Now we're going to jump into the next rod in the lineup here. This is the Maxxon Aurelius, and the 10 as well. Going to go over some of the same things. Oversized fighting butt here on this 10 weight with the reinforced cork, and you'll also see smaller fighting butts but similar designs all the way, I think, to their 6 weight models. Aluminum reel seat here, durable, takes some weight off compared to some of the other ones. Same kind of thing in the handle, reinforced on both ends, and something that I can't stress enough with these guys is that they've done a great job of laying these down so they fit in your hand and are super, super comfortable all day long. Pretty cool, funky, different looking blank here with that green that kind of changes color, and those accents with those yellow wraps. Like I noted earlier, talking 10 weights for chasing carp seems a bit overkill. One of the main reasons that I'm doing it is, like, we have a ton of wind out here, and some days on the bigger lakes and whatnot, it can get pretty brutal, and you need this rod to be able to punch, your flies out into the zone and be able to fight those fish. Other note too, some of these lakes do have some really, really big carp in them too. So, but awesome rod, 4-piece stainless steel snake guide, same kind of AAA grade cork, built on the same super high carbon graphite blank as the Salish, but looking at more of a medium fast action on these guys. Also in that sub, 300 price point, coming in around 250 to 275, depending on the model that you get. Comes with, nice hard case, and then the other big thing, lifetime warranty. Last but not least in the lineup here, we have the Double X from these guys over at Maxxon Outfitters. Similar stuff that we've been seeing through all of them. Really nice cork work, reinforcements through all of those guys. Pretty cool reel seat that sets this one apart from a lot of other rods on the market. Still with those dual locking rings. Great looking blank as well. Kind of falls more into that medium fast to medium action, in my opinion, compared to some of the other sticks that I'm throwing, especially the Salish and the Aurelius. But an all around awesome performing stick. The only thing I will note is that it may not have had the punch power that I needed in some of the windy conditions, but handled all of the great big flies that I was throwing around just fine. Handled, fish like a champ. Definitely, acts like a pretty high-end saltwater rod in a sense, but comes in right at 200 bucks. So this is probably the best value bang for your buck stick that these guys carry here, and I think a fan favorite from most of the Maxxon fans that are out there in the world. So definitely, out of all of them, one that I highly recommend for any upcoming trips that you have going on, whether it's going to be salt, freshwater, salmon, big trout, you name it. This is your dude. For watching today, guys. I hope that this video kind of answered a few questions, or if you were kind of in the market hunting around, this helps you kind of make a decision, you know, and finding a pretty value rod, you know, that's going to perform like some of the higher end stuff that's out there on the market right now. These guys are awesome. Their customer service is great. Like I said, lifetime warranties on these rods, which is pretty hard to beat. So hopefully you'll look at Maxxon maybe for your next stick, and that'll help you out on your next big trip. If you have any more questions on these guys, you can reach me down here at Snake River Fly Shop. I'll also have some links in the description below for all of these rods here, so you can check them out a little bit more in depth, and some links to get a hold of the boys over at Maxxon too. So appreciate it, and happy fishing, guys.